Oh, hello, and welcome back to another Wildlife Wednesday. I'm just out here at the campground, just walking around, and I figured I'd like to share with you some of the very, very cool plants that we have here growing in this wonderful, wonderful forest this time of year. That being, you could say, middle of August. The first one I'm going to be talking about here, this is called white snakeroot. This is a very, very common late summer, early fall bloomer. This is a member of the sunflower family, believe it or not, of course. The Asteraceae, I'm sure you've heard that out of my mouth a lot of times. And so this is white snakeroot. This is a little bit of a tidbit of information. If cows do ingest that, it poisons them for one, but it also will poison their milk. So if a cow were to go around and eat white snakeroot and then you drink the milk later from it, it could be very toxic to you as well. Now, as we come here, we have what is known as black snakeroot. Now, you may think black snakeroot, white snakeroot, oh, they must be like cousins, like they're closely related. In fact, they're not. That one is a member of the sunflower family. This one, however, black snakeroot is a classic member of the Apiaceae. And if you know what that is, you will be astounded because it is indeed the carrot family. Can you believe this is in the carrot family? Those little spiky flower heads there? Wow. And of course, black snakeroot and white snakeroot, not closely related at all, but they do live in very similar habitats, bloom around the same time of year, and have, you could say, a very similar common name. That's one instance of where a common name can be misleading, though. So usually I'll stick to the scientific ones. It's always good to learn a little bit about scientific names. Now, as we move down here, we have a classic canopy tree. Well, not this one. This one's not in the canopy. But it will be, and hopefully it will be in coming years, maybe in like 50 years or so. This is an American elm, almost Americana. This is a classic elm. It's a very eastern species, yet it'll grow along most of the eastern seaboard and like everywhere else in the eastern United States. It does well in wetter areas, a little bit drier areas like we are here, and it just is a wonderful, wonderful tree. However, there is this Dutch elm disease. It's becoming more and more prevalent. It's a fungus that actually grows on the roots of the elm and then will infect the vascular system of the tree. And so it will go up into the leaves and make the leaves wilt and then die off. And in response, the tree will then also die, unfortunately. And not to get too dark, but one last thing that is very common out here that's kind of a bummer is this European honeysuckle. This is a very, very common native of Europe and Asia. However, here in North America, and especially in southwestern Wisconsin, this is really bad invasive. So the leaves come out earlier in the year, and they also leave later in the year. So it has a much longer growing time, and it will grow faster and more ferociously than just about all of the native species here. And so as you can see, it has kind of taken over this little area here, not allowing any of the native plants to get any sunlight, which really is kind of a bummer. Either way, I really hope you enjoyed this little talk about this forest ecosystem that is going on here, and I hope you tune in for the next Wildlife Wednesday next week. But of course, between then, make sure you get outside, make sure you have a good time, stay curious, ask questions. And I will see you next week on the next Wildlife Wednesday.